So welcome back guys. I hope you understood everything from the last lecture. Now I would be continuing here in MATLAB with some basic arithmetic operations and some basic operators which were very useful here in MATLAB. So in the previous lecture we came to know how we can define a variable, array, matrices here in MATLAB. Now let's say I ask you to define an array consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 10. So it's a bit manual task, but you can easily define this. You will write a is equal to, using square brackets, 1 space 2 space 3 space 4 space until 10. Okay, now array is defined having values 1 to 10. It's a manual process, but it's still feasible because the number of elements here in the array are small. But if I ask you to define an array which is consisting of 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 100, that would be very difficult for you because it's manual, and now you have to enter 100 elements manually. So to solve this problem, MATLAB came up with a operator which is known as a colon operator, and how and where it is used we will discuss here in this lecture. Okay, so colon operator. So for example, first we will discuss where it is used. Colon operator is used for defining an array where each subsequent data element is at a constant increment from the previous one. For example, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Actually, when the data elements are in a form of a AP, you can more connect with this. If the data elements in the form of AP, means each subsequent data element will having a constant difference between them. Okay, so if we have to define some array in this way, then we can use the colon operator. Okay, so now we would be using some comments to understand how the things are done. Let us define array T. I will write in comment. First we will understand, then we perform the actual command. T is equal to A colon B colon C. Here the A represents the initial value and B corresponds to the incrementation and C corresponds to the final value. So what this command will do, it will lead to a what this command will do, it will lead to generation of an array named as T, which will have a starting value A and each subsequent value will be incremented by amount B till it reaches a value C. Okay, now we can perform this command. If I write T is equal to 1 colon incrementation of 1 colon up to 5, so T will this command will lead to a creation of an array which initial value is 1. Each subsequent value will be incremented by a unit and till it reaches the final value, the 5. So then I call T. So this is what we will get. Okay, now there is a general assumption that MATLAB makes. If you have written this colon operator command without this argument B, like if you have written in this form T is equal to A colon B, then it directly assumes the fact that the B part is missing here and the incrementation part is missing. If the incrementation part is missing, then automatically the incrementation is assumed to be 1. For example, if I write a command T is equal to 2 colon 7. Now in this command 2 is the starting value, 7 is the final value, and automatically the incrementation here is assumed to be 1. So T will lead to a creation of an array in which the value will start from 2, then subsequent data elements के incrementation will be 1, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until it reaches the final value, that is 7. So this is what the colon operator was. Now we'll move to some basic operation, that is the arithmetic operations. Okay, first we'll clear the screen. CLC clear all. Clear all will remove all the variables that were defined here in command window from the workspace. Okay, now we define a matrix or an array as A 1 colon 4, it will lead to array. Now we define B as 2 colon 5. Okay, now if I write a command A plus B, each data element which are correspondingly on the same position. If we are considering this array, it's on the position 1 comma 1, and if I considering the B array, the 2 is on the same data location as compared to A. Both are having a value 1 comma 1. This is having 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 2. Each data elements which are at the same locations will get added. Okay, so if we compare this with the C language, in C language you wrote, if A and B are the two input variables, you wrote C is equal to A plus B, where C is the output variable. So you have to define a certain output variable in which you are storing the sum of the two input quantities. But here in MATLAB, you can directly write the command A plus B. The MATLAB, what it will do, it will assign the output of the system directly to a new variable that is known as ANS answer variable. So the answer variable will directly store the output of the previous operation. Okay. Similarly, we can perform subtraction. We can write A minus B. Same. Now we can perform multiplication 2 here in MATLAB with the help of star operator. Okay, that's easy. But one thing we have to keep in mind is that if we are multiplying two matrices, then the basic rule of matrix multiplication must be followed, that the number of rows of the second matrix must be equal to the number of rows of the number of columns of the first matrix. For example, if we are having a matrix of order 2 cross 3, the first matrix is a matrix A of order 2 cross 3, then the second matrix must have the number of rows equal to 3. Then only the matrix multiplication is possible. For example, I define a matrix as A 2 comma 3 semicolon 3 comma 4. Okay, lead to a matrix A. Now I define a matrix as B. Always while defining the matrices here in MATLAB, we have to use the square brackets. I write 1 comma 2 comma 3 semicolon 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay. Now will this matrix multiplication will take place? Let's see. A star B. There is a result, that is the matrix multiplication is possible. Why it's possible? Because it's following the basic property of matrix multiplication, that the number of rows of the second matrix, the B matrix, here is 2, should be equal to number of columns of the first matrix. This is a 2 cross 2 square matrix, this having dimension 2 cross 3. So number of rows of the first matrix, number of columns of the first matrix are equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. That's why this multiplication is possible. If I define a matrix C, let's say as 1 comma 2 colon 2 comma 3 semicolon 3 comma 4. Okay, now this is the C matrix, and I give the command A multiplied with C. Now this gives us an error. Incorrect dimension for matrix multiplication. This leads to the fact that the basic mathematical property must be followed. Here, what is C? C is a matrix having a dimension 3 cross 2. What was A? Let's see, it was a bit above. A was a 2 cross 2 matrix. So the number of columns of A was 2. And here the number of rows of C is 3. But what the condition says that the number of columns of the first matrix must be equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. So this basic mathematical property is not being followed here in the matrix multiplication. That's why it's giving us an error. Now, if you are following the lecture carefully, it wrote that check that the number of columns in the first matrix matches the number of rows in the second matrix or not. This is that basic property, and now it writes one line. To perform element-wise multiplication, we use dot star. That is our next topic. Now, the dot operator. First of all, we should clear all this. Then we'll start with the dot operator. We come with the next operator that is known as the dot operator. The dot operator is used for element-wise multiplication. Element-wise operation. If you're doing multiplication, then element-wise multiplication, otherwise element-wise operation. For example, if I define A as a linear array and B as another linear array, if I normally write A star B, we obviously know that this multiplication is not possible because it's not following the basic property. But now, if we have to multiply individual elements of both the arrays, what I mean to say here, if I have to multiply, now if we considering this array A, this one is present as the location 1 comma 1, that's 2 is 1 comma 2, this is present at the location 1 comma 3, and if we are considering this linear array B, this is present as 1 comma 1 at 1 comma 2 and 4 at 1 comma 3. So to perform element wise operation, that means in element wise operation, the data elements which are present in the same data location will be operated together. For example, if I define A dot star B, it led to a result which is another linear array. If we analyze the output, here 2 is the multiplication of this 2 and 1. 6 is the multiplication of this 2 and this 3. 12 is the multiplication of this 3 and this 4. So that what the dot operator does, it leads to a element wise multiplication in this case. Each data element, if these are two linear arrays, each data elements which are present at the same data location, this is at the position 1 comma 1, this is at the position 1 comma 1, so they both will get operated together. They will get operated together and they will get operated together. So we have done addition, multiplication, element wise multiplication and subtraction. Now we are defining some basic commands, for example, that are there in MATLAB to ease our work. For example, someone say write a identity matrix or define identity matrix of order 10, then it would be a very tedious task for you because you have to plot 10 into 10, 100 elements you have to write manually. So to ease our work, MATLAB have defined some commands, some basic commands. Let's say y as the command for generating an identity matrix of order n is I, parenthesis, and the input argument n. Okay, first we'll put that in a comment to understand. Here n is the order of the matrix. Let's just define n is 3 and now I write y is equal to I, and it will lead to a generation of identity matrix of order 3. Similarly, if I have to define a matrix in which every data element is 1, a square matrix in which every data element is 1, I will use the command y is equal to ones. Simple. I have to if I have to generate a matrix, a square matrix in which every data element is 0, that's simple. There is a command here in MATLAB that y is equal to zeros, and that is the input argument. The input argument here in both all these commands here in I, ones and zeros, it is the order of the square matrix. This might seem to you not very useful at this instant of time, but when you will study the Fourier series analysis, the Fourier transform, then this particular command, the zeros, that will be of major importance. So we have to start from the basics and reach the advanced level by understanding each and everything in detail. Okay, now there's another operator, the caret operator. You might have seen this. Sorry, this caret operator. If I define a matrix as let's say D square brackets 1 space 2 semicolon 3 space 4, okay, it will lead to generation of a matrix D. Then I write D caret 2, it will lead to the square of this matrix. This D, in this command, what it will do, this D matrix will be again multiplied with D. Actually this is representing the square of a matrix. Simple. Okay, so now we will for the last time we will be again focusing on the dot operator. But I earlier said that a dot operator led to element wise operation. For example, another operation where we can use the dot operator is, let's say we are defining a matrix as D. D square brackets we use 1 space 2 semicolon 3 space 4. Okay, it will lead to a generation of matrix of order 2. Now if I give the command to a system D dot caret 2, now if the dot operator was not present, it was leading to the squaring of the matrix. Now what a dot operator does, it leads to the element wise operation. So each element of the matrix will get squared. So this was the original matrix. Each data element gets squared. Element wise operation. The operation takes place on each particular element of the array or the matrix. Okay, this is the work of the dot operator. So we have covered the basic commands, the uh, dot operator, the colon operator, and the arithmetic operations. Now this is for this lecture, and after this we will be moving into the main domain, that is for which we are building this basic, that is the Fourier analysis, the sampling theorem, these sort of things. So thanks a lot.